Alright, going to check out this Sig P322 today, 22 long rifle. So most of y'all know it comes with two 20-round mags there for you. It also comes with a flat face or curve face trigger you can swap out there. So we currently have the flat faced up on there. Like the sights on this, that's your sights. So these are not night sights, it's just a green fiber optic, but they glow pretty nice in the sun there. So it's got kind of like a, it's almost like a target rear notch. Of course, this thing, there we go, there's focus. With the little green dots, I like that. It's going to be good for precision, and that front blade there is pretty narrow as well compared to some others. So that'd be pretty good sights for precision out there at further range. Not that generally people shoot a pistol long range, but you know, I like to. There's your controls there. So slide stop, slide lock is ambi, as is the safety. Mag release there, and I do believe you can switch this over to the other side as well. And speaking of the sights here, this is not only windage but elevation adjustable as well. Really like the grip on it. A little bit narrow too, but I mean, you would expect that from a 22, but I'm used to my TX22 here. We're going to have a comparison video on this probably coming up at some point here soon. TX22's got a little more full grip, a little bit wider. It's got the hump in the back, makes it feel a little more full than the P322 here. But I still really like the grip on this. Actually, I may prefer this. I don't know. I'll let you know when I shoot it, because I have a little bit smaller hands for a guy, but still really like the grip on this, but it is a little smaller than the grip on the TX22. Yeah, but I've been real interested in getting my hands on one of these ever since they came out, just because, you know, not only did I really want to try it out, but I've also really been wanting to compare it to my TX22, because I love my TX22, but a lot of people rave about this gun, so I'm wondering if it's better than my TX22 there. I know back in the day when these first came out, they had a lot of lead fouling issues with the barrel. I believe that's since been corrected. A lot of the reviews when they first came out, people were having that issue. If you used copper plated, it helped a little bit, but they were still having that issue. With that said, the TX22s were having that issue when they first came out too. They had a lot of chatter marks in the barrel of the TX22s, and they were having lead fouling like crazy. I don't know why it seems like a 22 long rifle thing, but be cautious if you buy one of these used. If it's one of the older models, you might have that issue, but again, I believe they have since corrected that. And I'd like to thank my fellow YouTube buddy John at Boomstick Revenge. Throw up a little screenshot of the channel for not only letting me borrow his P322 today, but also for letting me use his range. We'll have some of these coming up as well. John has a ton of 22 pistols, so I'm sure we'll have some comparison videos coming up, but I'm working on reviews of these as well. Now the trigger on this I like a lot. I like that, again, it comes with the curved face or the flat face, and we currently have the flat faced on there. Try to get in the light here for you guys. Feels about the same weight as the TX22, but there's stink bug landed right in my eye. A lot less take up there, sort of, because this actually stages. I thought that was interesting. It's weird at first, but I kind of like it for like at least accuracy shooting. I don't know how it'll be rapid fire, but it'll be probably better for accuracy. So you got just this little bit of take up here, and then the pull through is about the same weight as the brake, but it pulls back some and it's a little spongy, and then it stops right there. You probably even seen it, like right there it stops, so it stages right there, and then you pull through from there. Nice crisp brake. And to me it feels like it's in the 4-pound range, but when I look this up, it says they're advertising 3 pounds 9 ounces, and another channel that I talked to, Freedom by Me, he swears his is a 2.5 pound trigger. But I think we're getting a trigger gauge out here in a second. We'll check, but it may be in the 3 pound range, but to me it feels a little heavier. And then on the reset, and there's the reset, and it was kind of like I had to, let me try that again, I had to restage it, I think. Check again. It seemed like it kind of like restaged halfway through that staging process. Yeah, it did. It's like halfway through. So about halfway through the staging process is where it resets. But I do like how it stages. Like I said, that'd be better for like slow target shooting and whatnot. I don't think it's really going to be an issue when you go rapid or whatever. You probably won't even notice it, but that could be an aid for shooting target you know, accurately, especially longer range. We're going to find out in this video. And then also, again, the brake is really clean and crisp, no creep once you hit that wall. All right, John's loaning me his trigger gauge here too. So it's coming in like 310. The stage is like right there at like 3.1. It kind of depends on how slow or fast I pull through, but I was getting a bunch of 3 pound, 10 ounces. So freedom, if yours is 2.5, I sure would like to know how. We got 312 there, so. And it was pretty close to the Taurus. I was getting like 3 pounds, 14 ounces, 3 pound, 15 ounces on my TX22 here, so it was pretty close like I thought. But I always just thought that one was kind of in the 4 pound range, and since this felt almost the same weight, that's why I was saying I thought this was about 4 pounds. But like I said, I seen a bunch of 310s on there. There's a 312, so somewhere around there. But I get started shooting here. I'm gonna use this Aguila Super Extra. These are the hollow points, the bulk pack, obviously. Gonna start out here. How far is that, John, from the table?
10 yards.
10 yards. Okay, I might go up 7 or so, 7 or 10. I'll let you guys know. See where it's hitting there for us, so we know where to hold. We got a silhouette, looks like a half scale out here, 25 yards. And I got my steel gong out there, center of your screen, 16-inch at 50 yards there, and then back there we got another half scale silhouette at 75. I'm going to start out shooting center mass on that shoot and see there. I'm actually about 10.5 yards here from this bench. See where she prints. With the lighting, it might be a little hard for you guys to see from back here. Obviously I wasn't trying to be super accurate or anything, but it's pretty precise there. We use a little rest and come back on the other side of the bench 12 yards, see what I can print on one of these small dots. And I was just using a 6 o'clock hold on that as well. I'm gonna use my little rest right here. I always forget to bring this thing when I'm shooting my pistols 100 yards. It would help out a lot. I'm either just leaning off the table or using the corner of my shooting bag. But we're at about 12 yards here on the other side of this picnic table here. I'll try to hold it steady and get some good pull throughs. See if it really is pretty much dead on out there, if it's slightly right, left, whatever. Go for the dot on the left there. Well, my first one was just on the top of the bullseye, as you can see there, but the other ones went low with the 6 o'clock hold, so at least off this rest here at 12 yards, it seems to be more of a center hold than a 6 o'clock, because I'm aiming just a hair under it, and that's right where they're going, except for that first shot. Obviously, it's dead centered there, so we don't got to worry about it being left or right or anything, so if I miss any of these further out there, it's not because it's off to the left or the right. A little difficult with the camera angle here. I'm like literally got my arms wrapped around the camera, but take some shots on that silhouette there, 25 yards. I'll do some freehand on my gong out there at 50 yards. Too easy, John. Go for that half scale silhouette there, 75 yards, center of your screen, orange, just past the gong there. This one I am going to use that rest for. I had some low hits at the bottom of the target that were kind of hard to hear, but you can see the dust kick up from it. That was just a dud around there. I know it's not wanting to focus for you, but it's got a strike on it, it didn't go off. One other thing I did want to mention is these magazines are a little bit of a pain in the butt to load, at least compared to something like my TX22 here. And I know I should save this for the comparison video I'm planning. But I can get it to about 10 rounds just sticking them in, and then at that point you do have to use this little assist on the side here. Okay, so you can get them in because you have that assist, and the TX22 has the same thing, but I've just never needed it on a TX22. The TX22, they just go right in. They're super easy to load, and I can get it fully loaded TX22, which does admittedly only hold 16 rounds compared to this 20. But I can only get this to 10 before I got to start using this a little assist lever here on it. And also the edges on this, I noticed, are pretty sharp. Not only I'm finding myself having to press these down, like I'll press what feels comfortable and it's still not low enough to get it down in there. I got to like really shove my thumb down in there to get it low enough so that it'll feed. Don't have that issue with TX22. Again, I should be saving this for the comparison video. But there's that, plus those edges are sharp. And then by 10 rounds, I'm having to use this assist here on the side to get it loaded. But then as you start getting down here close to 20 rounds, it does get fairly difficult to get them in there. And then I notice this thing, at least for me, it's like really digging into my thumb there. It doesn't quite stick out far enough, at least not for my preference there. So the one on the TX22 is more comfortable to use too if you were to use it on the TX2, which I've never had to. So this thing's just kind of overall pain in the butt to load those mags. That said, it does come with a mag assist speed loader in the box. Yeah, but overall, obviously they run really good. I would say flawless, at least with the limited experience I have with it out here today. Like I said, that one cough up I just had there was just a dud round. I had to eject it, it didn't go off, so that's what that was. No issues, ran 100% for me. Obviously, she's really accurate. Like I said, I could probably do better than that. I'm not, trying to shoot like MOA groups out here, but that was 12 yards there. And then, like I said, other than that first one, I pulled a little high from the rest of the group. I was like 1 inch out there at 12 yards, not even really trying. 75 yard shots there, no problem. Obviously, haven't checked point of aim beyond 12 yards, so I'm sure I could get a hit every time at 75 yards if I put some paper out there to see where it was really hitting, to see where I need to hold for those shots. So not sure yet, but I may have a 100-yard video coming up on that. I've shot my TX22 100 yards actually further in a recent video. So I'd like to try to do the same thing with the P322 here. I think it'll do it as long as I can find where to hold. That'll be a later video if I do that, but either way, you can't complain about a pistol being able to hit 75 yards, no problem. So, but overall, I really like it. The ergos are great. It feels great in the hands. Like I said, I really like the grips. I really like those sights. Trigger's excellent. I say it's a little wonky because it's a little different than some others, but I actually like the fact that it stages like that. Well, I need to try some rapid fire. I'll bring my gong up here and do some rapid fire real quick. But I mean, as you saw, some fast-paced shots there on that silhouette, and then even 50 yards on that gong there, it's not affecting me at all, like I said. But I like that you have the option to stage that trigger for slow, steady pace shooting to get accurate shots. Like I said, clean, crisp break is excellent. So I guess really my only complaint would be that the mags are a little bit of a pain in the butt to load, but other than that, I really like it and have no complaints. Now, do I like it better than my TX22? I'm gonna have to save that for the review video, comparing both of them side by side. Another round didn't go off. Say that one at least definitely looks like light primer. I usually don't have very many, if any, issues out of the Sigila stuff. John did say occasionally he gets light primer strikes from this, and that is a documented case, at least with some of the P322s having that issue. Yeah, so that last one there, that was definitely light primer. It's probably what happened with the first one too, but the strike looked a little better on the first one that didn't want to go off, so I was trying to give it the benefit of the doubt. John did say this is one of the first ones when it first came out, so I believe they have since corrected the issue. So another thing to look out if you buy one used, check for that barrel letting problem. And I know thousands of guys didn't have that issue and they're going to call me crazy or whatnot, but you can look it up. It was a thing. Even the very large gun tuber channels were having that issue with the lead fouling. And then, like I said, I have heard of them, at least the earlier ones, having some issues with light primer strikes, and it's what we're having here today. But this is one of the earliest ones. So, but sometimes, unless you're a gun tuber, that's why it's better to wait till the next year to go buy the new gun that came out. That way everyone else can be the guinea pig and figure out if there's any issues with them or whatnot. They usually get them corrected by the following year. But yeah, other than that, like I said, the newer ones shouldn't have any issues. So really the only complaint I had was the mag's a little bit of a pain in the butt to load. I really like the thing. So like I said, hopefully here soon have a comparison coming up with the TX22, because that's what I've always really wanted to compare it to. I've always had the TX22 and love it. Like I say, I like this thing about equal. We'll see when we match them up side by side, and of course I'll have to go back to the factory sights and whatnot so it's fair, and go back to the factory mag capacity and all that. But and then, like I say, I might have some other comparisons coming up as well, but we'll at least be having review videos on these other 22s coming up. But again, big thanks to John at Boomstick Revenge for loaning it today for the review, for letting me use his range. If you guys want to get yourself any of the products you see I use in my videos, like my target there, steel target I use, like my gong out there, shooting bag, glasses, earmuffs, and more, links in the description for that. Check out the 22/rimfire playlist on the channel for everything rimfire. Got gel tests in there, long range videos, and of course the reviews. So anything rimfire, check out the 22/rimfire playlist. And thanks for watching, guys, and I hope to catch you on the next one.